Okay, people. All right, so World Economic Forum. Remember I said they're going to say global warming did it? Well, subsidence, and this is why they have all these experts there, these earthquake people now from NIST and everything else. Well, even the World Economic Forum has now made their conclusive file that it was subsidence that caused the failure of Surfside. Now, of course, the court case and everything else exists, and the fact-finding mission of whatever limited degree they're going to really do it in. But the agenda's there. Remember, I can find the truth on anything except for someone that has an agenda. The truth is their agenda, and you won't. You have to know why they have that agenda, but to know that, you've got to know where they're going with it. In this case, the World Economic Forum has an agenda of, it appears to be anti-oil. Let's play this from the beginning, and right about that time, 33 coastal cities are sinking, but not for the reasons you might think. Okay, so that's the music they use. Jingle bells, whatever the hell it is. Most of the cities are in Asia. And so they just show some water up to the tires of vehicles. In fact, the car is driving through it. This is, again, because of displacement. Water needs a place to displace. It normally displaces in soil. This is overdevelopment is what it really amounts to. But that's not what they're going for. They're going to go for it's displacing. So they have a brain to say, oh, it's because they're displacing the oil from the ground, and that causes the earth to sink. All right, well, topography-wise, the top of the surface is still the same. We've got voids in the ground and caves, etc. And they're not collapsing upon themselves and closing up and creating these sinkholes everywhere around the world with all the many voids, volcanoes that are released from the from the bottom of the ocean, releasing all their ore, their lava. And then, this is just ridiculous, all right? So, the interesting thing, though, is what I just said. Imagine the ore, it's bubbling out, this hot lava is bubbling out of the volcano, the heat. It comes out. Is the water able to go back in that hole and fill it? Or is the heat from the volcano, the lava that comes out that then becomes molten rock, does it displace water? And how does water, doing so, does water go back into the volcano and fill that void where the molten lava is coming out? What do you think? Is water able to go back into the volcano and fill the void that was created by the molten lava coming out? We get nothing for free, right? So how does that work? We got a bubbling surface there. So everything being in equilibrium, I would theorize there's it's so small, the amount of lava coming out, that it's almost insignificant, but it's still displacing water. And then we have, so I'm having fun here, so enjoy the way I hit my humor. So the problem of sea level rise is too many boats. See, people are buying boats, and they're putting the boats on the water. When they put the boats on the water and the ships on the water, they displace the water. The displaced water causes sea level rise. Yeah, I know I said that. I just enjoy a good troll. Reality, let's go back to the surface water that's running off through the rivers, and the rivers run onto the oceans, and there's your displaced water from too much development in homes and not maintaining the water stay on the location that it's not going to the rivers. Let me put it that way. That most of that water is supposed to have stayed. Was supposed to stay onto the into the surface, the ground, the water table, recharging it. But for my good troll, look, it's the ships, the boats. They're putting them on the ocean, and that's making sea level rise. I'm just saying, having a little fun. Now let's get back to this, and this is serious. This is the World Economic Forum. Watch. So you got to know your enemies. You got to follow them and all that, so you know what they're thinking. Otherwise, you're just spitballing and conspiracy junk. This is their true agenda. Listen. Oh, well, read. China is sinking the fastest, 5.2 centimeters per year. 3.44 here over a year here, sinking. Forcing the country to build a new capital city. Okay, so they forced them to build a new capital city. Here we go. All right. Houston, U.S. also makes the top 10. Sinking. They're sinking. It's sinking. The whole place is Subsidence, right? And Subsidence is coming from FIU University, sponsored by the government, mind you. They're huge. They get probably $1 billion at least in money from the United States government. Now they're part of this investigation through the one lady who's never done an investigation like this before, questioning people. And anyway, it's going to come down to what these clowns say. Watch this. And they don't say the reason could be, the reason might be. They give a conclusive file. The reason is, singular, is something called subsidence. But it's weird the way they word it. You know, something called subsidence. The reason is subsidence. They don't have to use the word something called. That's humoring you idiots out there. You know, we're going to call it, it's something called, you know, Pillsbury Doughboy, whatever. All right, so here we go. It happens when land settles and compacts due to people pumping water from the ground. What the fuck? They're pumping water from the ground. So they're creating these voids, and so they're pumping water from the ground. Okay, so they're dewatering. So they have the one building that's of argument with this, and that's in California. Now, displacement is an issue. You know, water is, for the most part, non-compressible. It does have some air in it. So at that point, there is some compressibility of water. No matter what Pascal says, there is some air in water content. So it does, it's not. It has a value in it. Okay, but water is not compressible once it's been compressed. That means you've also compressed the air and you're done. Because the air molecules, as you're trying to compress, are also pushing against the water molecules, which are not compressible. So it's like a catch-22 of my statement there. Once you compress it, you're there. In other words, we're at sea level. If you're at sea level, you have the max amount of pressure on you that you're going to get from the air pressure. And as you change, your air pressure changes as you go different elevations. But you've already maxed out, so you don't have to worry about more air pressure stacking on top of you. I guess theoretically, the pressure could go up if the ozone layer rises. I'm going to leave that alone just for this one. Due to people pumping water from the ground. Okay, first they said it's from pumping water from the ground. That's it. All right, but they doubled down. Oil and gas drilling. Oh, wait a minute. So what a second ago was people pumping water from the ground, and it says people. Who are these fucking people that are pumping water from the ground? I'm not pumping water from the ground. You guys pumping water from the ground? Because I see it pumping out that pump they showed. I'm not pumping water from the ground. Are they talking about corporations again? Because but they're blaming it on the people. But in reality, it's corporations. But the World Economic Forum won't throw themselves under the bus. But they have an agenda: oil and gas drilling. Here's the global warming agenda: oil and gas drilling. So all these voids that have been created in the ground out there in Texas. Did you guys know that Texas used to have these great mountains in Texas? These mountains were beautiful. You would go out there on the prairie, see, and you look off in the distance, and you'd look up, and you couldn't see beyond, the mountains that were in your way. Then along come about 1930, the 1900s, and they started digging these oil wells, and they started taking oil out of the ground, and my gosh, the mountains, they just fell down and flattened out. And now Texas, it used to be flat. Now we call Texas the the empty ocean, because it looks like an ocean now. It's starting to dish a little bit. We call it the dish now. And it's got a dish. It's no longer flat. It's like dish shape, you know what I mean? The bowl. We call it Texas bowl. Yep, the Texas bowl. Because all this oil drilling. In fact, you see that what's going on here. See here? Let me just show you. That's a mountain. That's one of the mountains. That mountain used to be up here like this, and this was up here like 5,000 feet and more. And then off the grade level there, and then this one, and then this one. But they put oil wells there. Wait a minute, there's no oil well right there. Disregard that one there. That one don't count. That one don't count. But over here though, see where this was? Hold on. See right here is an oil drilling machine. This machine used to be up here around 10,000, 9,000 feet. 10,000, 9,000 feet. It was up here. And then as they took down the oil, and some of that water too, I don't know, they had 2 pumps there, they got rid of all the water. And then they took down the oil, and now it's down here, almost where this vehicle is. And these were down here, these 2 wells down here, or they were up here too at 9,000, 10,000 feet. I don't mean 9 to 10,000, I actually mean the numbers, 9,000, 10,000, which don't exist, but I'm having fun, right? You guys know where I play. So let's get back to this. This is about Champlain Towers, and this is the background of it. Here we go. Or rapid construction. Whoa, dude. You just said it. Or rapid construction. You just said it. That's right. But they needed to focus on that rapid construction more. It's the water running there. So there's the truth. Remember, everybody wants to tell the truth, guys. They can't help it. The friggin' amygdala is a nasty, tricky, petty bastard. If you're going to lie, it's going to make you also tell you the truth inside your lie. Even like the World Economic Forum. See how they said it real quick? And a real flash real quick? Because even the person producing this couldn't lie. They had to slip in the truth. You know, did you take the cookies? No. And the kid shakes his head, no, yes, maybe. You know, or double negatives, 2 no's, no, whatever. Anyway, it's the truth is there. 1 centimeter sinks every year is 5 times the annual sea level rise. Again, there's some damn boats they putting out there to move that oil. And they grabbing that oil and they put it in there. When you load that oil, that ship up, it displaces more water. And this is what causing high tides. It's the ships when they're getting loaded with oil. See, I did the math, see? And when they load up all the ships in the tankers, we get the super high moon, low tide action that floods the super floodgates around the country of Egyptian land, China land. All right, so let's finish this up. Here we go. You guys read my boat theory. That's funny, right? Which means we need to factor in city sinking to predict floods accurately. Well, how about we factor in all this damn development, is what I'm telling you guys, with the water runoff. Just stop the water runoff. All right, they showed all this flood, all this pumping of water. Where's it go? They're saying it's displacement, subsides the building. But where's the friggin' water go that they just pumped out? It goes back in the ground, of course, right there. And they pump it out, it goes right back in the ground like... No. That water they just pumped out, it's got to go somewhere also. And she'd be going out to the sea. And ocean, you know, it works its way to the sea. And you don't get anything for free. Remember, you get nothing for free. So there is no extra water being made. All right, so here we go. Let's do it. Subsidence can cause building collapses. What the hell? And here we go. Can cause building collapses. Well, we know that. Here we go. Pause it. Such as the condo collapse in Surfside, Florida, which killed 98 people in 2021. So here it is. The World Economic Forum is now hijacked the Champlain Towers collapse. They have now hijacked it. They are now hijacked it. Let me screenshot this. I'm going to go back because, you know, here we go. They have now hijacked it. This is the World Economic Forum. There it is right here. Let me do this for a second. Let me move this down here, this little bubble. And let me do this. And then this. That's crazy, right? This is what the World Economic Forum has now jumped in and decided they're going to hijack this narrative. So if they're hijacking this narrative, what other hijacks are they doing? They did the oil thing. You got to follow the World Economic Forum. You will know how because they're the ones that are part of controlling the world. And so subsidence is the way they want to go. NIST is really vested in trying to find that this is subsidence because of all the engineers they're hiring are all. I mean, they got, I don't know, 15, 20 engineers, different sources, all of them dealing with Earth settlement, if you will. But it's a magical subsidence. It's magical. Let's go. I did not finish this, incidentally. I made it this far, and I was so triggered I started the video. So there's 30 seconds left, so I don't know what my jokes will be. Oh, subsidence can't be reversed, but it can be slowed mainly by regulating groundwater extraction. Okay, groundwater again. Okay, 30 years ago, okay. They said oil and... And so they just got these... Jakarta here just pumping water out. So they just show a pump here, and supposedly it's just pumping water out. But I mean, I ain't the brightest lamp in the planet, right? But here we go. I mean, that looks like a damn pump right there to me. So what the hell are they really doing here? Is this a filter system that we're looking at in reality? And this the filtered water, and it's kind of like it almost direct 1-to-1. But I'm looking kind of strangely at some of these objects here, and especially this looks like about a 4-inch pipe just pumping water out, and we're supposed to believe that that's water coming from the ground. Source is quartz, it says. Okay, and then there's something very interesting here. What the hell is this little light box here? This little, I notice all these little details. What the hell is that? Alright, let's play. Oh, it's just a sliding thumbnail. They're way to cut into the next screen. I wonder psychologically what that does. Is subsidence affecting your city? Okay, let's see. Like, comment, share. World Economic Forum. Okay. Subsidence cannot be reversed. Okay, here we go. Can also cause building collapses. And there we go. Now the source, it said quartz. I got to do some research on quartz. Quartz is interesting. They're marketing people then, or something like that. So I got to find this quartz. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys, did you see quartz? Hold on. And it's a weird name, right? So here's another source. You guys see the little, remember remember the amygdala wants them disclosed. That's the disclosure right there. That's a very disclosure. It's very minor, but that's your disclosure. IPCC. It's weird that they want to manipulate, but they do these disclosures. In this case, this one says at the bottom left there, quartz. So then we see who Quartz is backed and sponsored by. We look up to see if Quartz, once you figure it out, are they on the stock exchange? Are they in another country? Are they who owns Quartz? And also what lobbying they do, or are they just a company, a marketing company that's a puppet? Now that was just plain up gangster, just World Economic Forum. Watch. There's no other source. See that? No source written on that one. That's besides the World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum. All right, I'm ending the video. Hope you guys enjoyed some of the humor. Don't believe the hype about cities are drowning. Cities are drowning. They're pumping the water out into the ocean. The ocean's rising. These buildings are sinking, micro sinking. Subsidence can be real. You know, if you pump out enough soil to cause a sinkhole, then yeah, and you structurally built over something that would do that. But they had to bring in a giant compression machine, if you will, to load test a couple of piers there. NIST did, and of course the numbers will be extrapolation numbers, so they can make it mean what they want to make it mean. They didn't do it publicly. They didn't show a video of it saying, you know, this is the way the testing is done. You know, they're not releasing it like a university saying, this is the way we're doing it. This is how we're complying. You know, and here's the video to prove that we're in compliance. Yeah, you know, when I got my LASIK done, it was interesting. They put it, the LASIK was being shown of my eye to the public in the other room. They could have filmed it, you know, with their cell phones. Interesting. That disclosure like that would keep it so, hey, if something goes south, lawsuit time would be easy. Somebody might film it, but it's on film. But it's, you know, film keeps you honest. NIST is not putting their film public. They're filming of their documentation and filming public. They're just going to release the narrative, like right here. World Economic Forum says that subsidence caused the collapse of Surfside. End of story. And that's the rest of the story. Take care.